Hello everyone, this is Flatline, and today we're going to be continuing on with our starting from scratch series. I actually put that on hold a little bit longer than I wanted to. I actually wanted to get this, at least my placements done already, but just things came up and other stuff. I wanted to focus during the downtime. I had somewhere to go, so I didn't have a computer with me, and then just wanted to focus on PvP a lot. But we are back. It's gonna be day 2 for starting from scratch. Still doing my placements, and my opponent is gonna be a Terran on Whirlwind. Now we're still in that phase. If you haven't watched the first game, I do recommend watching it. Which will be in the starting from scratch playlist. At this lower league, it's really hard to scout because it's really random at this point for you. Their builds are not refined, they're not well timed out on everything, so these camera hockeys is just part of my I'm just too used to them that I don't do them. That I can't do them, I guess you could say. So you don't have to use them if you can't, or you're not if you don't want to. It's doesn't mind whatsoever. Anyway, so we're gonna be up against a Terran on Whirlwind. And all we're going to be doing, we're not going to be scouting until we throw down our Nexus. Actually, not until our Nexus, I forgot. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be going 1 gate, 2 gate robo, expand. Not the most efficient opening, obviously, but I do want to showcase that it's not always about having the better build. I feel like a lot of players are too fixated on copying the pros when they're not even close to being the pros. When it comes to refinement, the timings, all that stuff. So you want to get your second gas, you want to get your zealot out going. In this case, and you want to put 3 guys in gas. And make sure we don't get supply blocked. Adding on third pylon. Things you gotta look at is this and your mini map. Chrono boost out the sentry. Actually, not sentry, stalker. Excuse me. And you want to get your robotics. Cool. So from here you want to send that probe over there to go scout. What we're going to be doing with this scout is mainly to see where is my opponent at. Add on our second gateway. Now we have 2 gate robo. It's a very safe opener. Cool. Here he is. We found his base. He has 2 bunkers. You can send this probe down to our natural. We're going to be expanding. We see 2 bunkers. What does this mean? If you see 2 bunkers at his front of his base, that's 300 minerals they had to commit early in the game, which means that they're not going to be pressuring you. Cool. I got out of there. want to be getting our mothership out. And here we're just gonna be going into Colossus. At the lower league, I would encourage you to go for a Colossus based army rather than a High Templar based army, because High Templars require more attention and you have to be very, very careful with them. We see a factory going down, reactor on here. Cool, cool, cool. Transfer our probes. Remember, you want to have 16 on the mineral lines and then the rest of your probe line. Alright, so he does not have an expansion. He has 3 bunkers playing super defensive. Cool. Now, when do you get your gases? And I think this is probably going to get pretty confusing for some people. The way I see it is at the lower league, basically when you're close to having 16 on the mineral patches, like around when you have 13 on your minerals, you could start to get your gases here. Once you can start up that Colossus, we see a tech lab on the factory. Could mean tanks. Most likely going to be tanks. So a tanking type of army composition means that he's not going to be...
Hey, can I borrow your phone so I can call your mother? She has my phone. Thank you.
Alright. Getting our Colossus going, we know that he's not going to be attacking us anytime soon. Adding on extra gateways because we are fully saturated. We want to start getting our upgrades, right? Let's get our forges down. Alright, so we have vision outside our around our bases here. Oops, got supply blocked. Since I have a lot of gas, I will decided to warp in a couple of sentries here. It looks like I want to go for my third. It's a little bit earlier. You actually just want to wait until in fact, we're just gonna wait. We'll wait until I have 2 Colossus. When you have 2 Colossus, it's pretty much a very safe time to expand to a third, generally. Alright, so I'm kind of blind right now. I don't know exactly how many units he has. We do see an expansion from him, and I'm not sure exactly what that was. Let's start putting up some cannons. We know he got a very quick factory, so he does have the possibility of getting a very quick drops. Look, planetary, armory, and another factory. So it looks like he's playing like a mech type of composition coming from it. Cool. Now you can go Robo or you could go Stargate in this situation. I'm gonna go Stargate. Let's put up some cannons in our mineral line over here in the main as well. So why the Stargates? Because it's gonna help me. When they go mech like this, they're not gonna have that many anti-air. It's probably gonna just be the Thors, that's about it. do see that starport, and we do see two what was I saying? You do see two Thors. I'm gonna get our fleet beacon going. We know when he's gonna be moving out, right? I mean, we see from our vision he's not gonna be moving out anytime soon here. And against mech, what is mech's weakness is that it's very immobile, but it packs a punch, right? So you want to try to expand very quickly. You could put on some kind of harassment with warp prisms here if you want. I'm gonna opt not to, just to make this a little bit easier for others. What I want you to mainly focus on is your macro. You can see, oh look, I have a lot of minerals. That's why I'm expanding quite a bit. I don't need the minerals, I need the gas. We'll add on some more gateways. Let's get some tempests out going. Oh, didn't have anybody in these gases. Wow, that's unfortunate. That's another thing you could do when you're very low on gas. You're like, where is all my gas? Well, just check your bases to make sure you have them. So right now all I'm doing is pretty much just making a bunch of units. Remember, we want the gas, even though we want 16 per mineral patch, ideally. We are prioritizing gas. Let's get charged. So I'm sitting very, very passive right now. I mean, there's really nothing to talk a lot about. All I'm doing is just making a bunch of gassy units. You can see where I'm expanding, and this is logical because he's from this space. What you want to do is you want to expand away from the meching player, force him to go all the way across the map. Now we have not seen anything from him. He hasn't moved out or anything like that. So I'm a little bit curious on what's going on. He has a lot of Vikings. Uh-oh. Let's add on our extra robos here. Now you want to add on robos so it allows you to transition. If all else fails, we have another. That's the cool thing about PvT late game is Protoss can transition a lot easier than Terrans. Terrans, they had to commit to one, pretty much. They had to go mech or whatnot. They can't really go mech into bio. It just doesn't really work that way. So when am I gonna push? I'm basically just waiting until I max out. Now my DT shrine's a lot later than I would like it to be, but it's okay. Time for us to move out on the map. Oh, he's moving out. Uh-oh. What is this? Well, he just lost everything. Right, I didn't lose any. I mean, I lost a couple of probes, some cannons here. That was about it. So we're gonna go for the kill. Make sure we're macroing. And then we're gonna put some pylons here.
I tried to call it the first time. I called the wrong number, so if you get a call from some...
Okay.
I don't know, it sounds like some little teenage girl. Yeah.
That's
There's
alright.
a message saying she went home, but anyway, I texted mom, so if she calls back, just let me know. I was just telling her that I came home, so I wasn't feeling well. And she has my phone, so I couldn't use my phone to call her.
Okay, no, that's fine.
Thanks, sir.
Alright, so pretty much pressuring him right now. I mean, he can't really do anything. This is the cool thing about the Tempest. You kind of just siege up in front of his base. There's really nothing he can do about it when he's going mech. Which is why I love and now we just kill everything. And yeah, sorry about that. It's just that I just needed my phone. But yeah, so just making a lot of Tempests right now. And just gonna kill him. So this is what I was talking about. You want to constantly scout his base like I did. Well, I didn't constantly scout it, but I did scout it enough to know what his intentions were. And that's the cool thing about PvT is around, you know, before 10 minutes they have to commit to a composition. It's either going to be mech or it's going to be bio, or it could be bio mech like marine tank type of compositions, but that's been, you know, slowly dying away. But yeah, he should be dead now. Unless he has another base somewhere. There we go. Cool. So if you've seen all my games, I'm trying to be able to scout in the mid game. Because like I said, the early game is so random, it's really hard to kind of understand exactly what they want to do. Whereas this game, like and against Terran, around before 10 minutes they have to commit. If they're making multiple barracks, then it's going to be bio. If it's multiple factories, it's going to be mech. And so from there you can kind of decide what exactly you want to go for. Like I said, I prefer to go Stargates to get those Tempests out against mech. It's really annoying for them. The siege tanks become pretty much obsolete because you can actually siege up farther than tanks because of the range from your Tempest, which is pretty cool. Alright, so we're going to be facing a Zerg. And we're going to be doing a 3-gate expand. I would say both of these players are around, I'm not sure, gold or silver. I want to say that last player was at least going to be high bronze, at least. Even though his build made no sense, he did show that he has some kind of clear way of knowing what he wants, which is basically just mech units. He also got the got some Vikings He obviously knows some pretty good counters. He did scout my Colossus, which is probably one of the reasons why he made those Vikings. He probably did not know that I was going to Stargate. So every game, pretty much our intentions are to just play super safe early game and get a early to mid game scout. Oops, forgot to get my gateway here. And try to max out, around 3 bases or so. That game I got more than 3 base. Of course, it was against Mech. Like I said, it's very random to scout super early in lower leagues. That's why I don't understand quite a bit why most of these players scout this early. I guess he wants to make sure that I'm actually doing something. I'm not going to be cannon rushing him or anything like that. I'm not exactly sure if that's like very common in the lower leagues, but I want to get both of our gases here. And start up our Zealot. Alright. And behind the Zealot, I'm gonna chrono boost out a sentry. Because we want to be super safe. And from here we want to chrono boost out our work gate. Now why do we want to chrono boost our work gates? Because we want to have work gate as soon as possible. Work gate's one of those feelings where you're like, you feel really safe against Zerg, so you always want to feel safe. It's generally a good thing. It's a good indication things are going good for you. Alright, we do want to expand pretty soon here. Work gate's finishing up. And I have my mothership core to kind of like spot what's going on here. Work gate finishes as I expand. Cool. Now I could go back to chrono boosting probes. Now why this is a lot of people don't, people just tell you just to chrono boost probes. I feel like some people don't understand exactly why you want to chrono boost probes. So I'll just explain this while we are macroing up here. StarCraft is an RTS game, real-time strategy. It's basically, to put it in perspective, as if you're trying to build up an empire. And there's a couple of things you need to have established to have the most success or the biggest empire, the world or whatever you wanna, what have you. And one thing is economy. You wanna have the resources. If you do not have the resources, you can't really get anything from it. You can't really have units, you can't really have weapons or upgrades to make your units stronger than the others. Okay, this needs to go die. Alright, so we're gonna look inside his base. We see a spore crawler, roach warren, has a pretty good number of drones there. Not that many drones here, a lot of spores and spines going down. So that's why you chronoboost probes. Is so you have the economy right off the bat. And it's really, really strong. You know, your economy's maximized, which is pretty much or most efficient it's going to be when it has 16 on each mineral patch and 3 in each gas, right? So once you have that, you're going to feel very, very comfortable at that point. You're going to have all the resources you possibly want from those bases. So there's 2 routes on this map that they could kind of engage into your army. It's right here, and then it's right here. So I have the vision that I need to pretty much see what's going on. Oops, I lose a zealot like that because from talking. Uh-oh. Let's boost our upgrades, get our our third base going. Does he have a third base? What is his tech exactly? Let's put a cannon here just to be super safe. Roaches, okay. He does have a third base. Sweet. Double evos, he does have a layer, so he does have the chance of making whatchamacallit. Could have Aspire. He did see the Hydralisk then, but like I said, at this league, you cannot be too dependent on just scouting his. You know, just seeing that he's going to be going roaches. We did see a lot of larvae right here saved up. If he is going roach hydra, then all we really want to do is play super standard and try to max out and then push. I'm getting supply blocked while talking. This is unfortunate. And he's getting his gases pretty early. 2 Hydralisks in. Okay, well. We still don't know, but I mean, like, it's pretty obvious what he wants to do. Let's fix this probe. I have a lot of gas, low on minerals, so we're gonna get a Templar Archives right now. But look at our army, it's quite big. We need to go find his army. All we see right now is just a Queen Poop and Creep. His upgrades 1-0 for his lings. So he does have +1 carapace, which is the armor. And he does have +1 attack for his range units. And he has another expansion. Cool. A lot of roaches. if you're wondering how many gateways to get, basically for each base, ideally you want to have 3 for each one. That's like if you're optimally spending, but 4 is the ultimate max. So I have up to 12 gateways. Basically, like I said, our intentions are to max out on 3 bases and push, and that's what we plan to do. So we're also trying to get +3 attack here. Yay, a max. Cool. Up here he comes. Pop Guardian Shield. You want to force field most of his units away. You can see how some of these are like trapped, so you can't really engage into my army. Rebuild my units. And all I'm doing literally is just 1Aing. You can see I'm not even watching this battle. It's because I'm trying, throughout this game, what I was doing is I was maximizing my macro. And that's the, if you want to talk about imbalance, that is imbalanced. In lower league play, if you have better, like way better macro than your opponent, you're just going to easily stomp them like that. But didn't really micro that much. I mean, I placed some force fields down and whatnot, but it was not going to be game changing whatsoever. I just had way too many units, and this is one of the reasons why in RTS you want to maximize your resources as soon as possible, which is why Zerg is has the highest potential out of Protoss, Terran, and Zerg. It's because you can maximize your economy a lot quicker than the other races. But the downside to that is it's really scary to just go full out drones, because they might push and then you just don't have enough units to defend. So it's a very thin line on when to make drones and when to make units for Zerg. For Protoss and Terran, you can make workers and at the same time make units. So they operate a little bit different from Zerg. I mean, you can make some drones and then some units, but then you're not maximizing your resources or trying to get the most workers out as soon as possible. So you just want to learn your timings as a Zerg player if you need to, when you can drone and when you can't drone, pretty much. But for Protoss, generally what we do is we chrono boost our probes as much as possible. But if you want to get like another safe expansion like I did in this game, I wanted to chrono boost out the warp gate, so that way I can safely expand towards my natural a lot quicker. Alright, so this guy is a platinum. So we're actually jumping up. I guess we already did silver and gold. So the last 2 games, one was silver and the other guy that I just played was gold. Generally how it works. So we're facing a platinum. Now this is where we start to get a little bit more, we're getting closer to the pro builds. And this is beautiful to actually showcase. Now remember how we played that Terran and we did 2-gate robo? Now we're going to try to step it up 1 notch and play super greedy, as I forget my pylon at 9. Awesome. We're going to play super greedy, or a little bit, not super greedy, oh god, I got to change my wordings here. We're going to play a little bit more greedier than a 2-gate robo, which is the ultimate safe build in PvT. And we're going to go 1-gate robo expand. We're going to cut off a gateway, which is going to give us 150 minerals earlier and then expand. So we're going to be able to expand a lot quicker. And that's pretty much the different change right there. We're just gonna have a faster natural than the game that I did on the Whirlwind. Oh wait, he's Protoss. Never mind. Okay, we want to make sure he doesn't have anything going on. Now he scouted really early. If you see a probe scout this early, that means they 9 scouted or they're cheesing you. So it's very, very safe to look around. Why the hell are you scouting this early? I thought it was a Terran. Could have sworn. Doesn't matter. Alright, so since it's a Protoss, that's fine. We'll go scout now. We're gonna go to a 3-stalker rush. It's a very, very safe opener in PvP. Now remember, he had a very, very early probe, and we only saw 2 pylons. If you look back in your base, this is the cool thing about playing your own race, is that you can look back inside your base and see how many pylons you should have. I have 1, 2, 3. I saw only 2 in his base, so we need to go scout around. Want to make sure he doesn't have any proxies. We're gonna go 2-gate robo expand. Oh look, cool. We found the hidden pylon here. Yeah, I saw his probe go up that ramp, by the way. So he has up to 3 gates. We're gonna look around. He has a Stargate. Uh-oh. We want to get a Twilight Council. Let's add on some units here. I believe I saw Void Rays being produced from that. So it's 3-gate robo. We did not see an expansion from him. I'm gonna have this observer go all the way across. We only want that. And we want to prioritize units now. So that's why I'm chrono boosting out the warp gate here. It's because we want to, in fact I need to have at least 2 stalkers. We go. So he did kill a couple of workers, but it wasn't the biggest deal. Cool, he has an expansion. He has a lot of units though, which is what I'm really afraid of. But we do have Blink on the way, so we just want to survive right now. Now he's getting his robotics, and he's getting another Void Ray out, so he's chrono boosting a lot of Void Rays. And he's not at home. Okay. Let's get a Warp Prism. If he wants to be out on the map with his army, then he's not going to have any units back home. Let's add on some more sentries. I know people don't really like sentries, and you're not really supposed to have a lot of sentries back in our base, but let's justify why we're getting them. Get some Guardian Shield, which is pretty good. Get this. Have the Nexus overcharge. Uh-oh. What are y'all doing? I have Blink, so now I could be a little bit more aggressive here. Looking for his army. Did I get my Templar Archives? I did not get my Templar Archives. You want to get your Templar Archives. We saw Immortals being produced, so we want to produce our own Immortals. Oh, I'm supply blocked. Well, this sucks. And this is the downside to being out on the map. Now all I had to do is defend, because I have a huge economic advantage right now going for me. You see me throw down extra gateways. So we're just gonna blink micro our way. If you're in platinum, you should know how to blink micro. Alright, so our Templar Archives is done. I'm going to start adding on some Archons, because Archons are amazing. Alright, so he's coming back home. Cool, so we could kill off whatever's over here at my base. I can actually start to move out. Where is my probe? Okay, there it is. Now we want to put on some kind of aggression on him. And we're going to expand behind this. Now why do we want to put on aggression from him? Remember when I was talking about we want to rebase, right? Well, unfortunately he all in, or that was a heavy one base aggression, his mothership only has 69 energy, so it's not gonna have enough for photon overcharge. The only thing he's gonna be able to do is get a time warp down, which isn't gonna stop me whatsoever. So this is where you turn on the kill switch. I'm gonna put the zealots in the front. Well, ideally you want the like this, pretty much. Reposition our army like this. We'll make the rest stalkers for all we care about, because all we really want now is just units, and we should be able to kill them right here. GG. Awesome. They put me in gold. What the heck? Oh my god. I just beat a platinum player and he's put me in gold. Yeah. Anyways, thanks guys for watching. If you do like what you see, please subscribe to my channel. I do greatly appreciate that. And if you have any feedback, please leave it in the comments below. All that kind of jazz. I will try to put out some more, but unfortunately I will be away from a computer for the next week, so I won't really be able to put out any kind of content at that time. But I will be keeping a close eye on pro matches to see if there's any interesting builds or anything in general to get from them, and then hopefully I can, you know, make a video out of it, maybe get a game going and cast a replay of me executing some kind of weird build and all that kind of jazz. But yeah, so if you haven't already noticed, obviously these builds are not for grandmasters, for high masters whatsoever, because they're not as like, they're super safe, and that's the downside to them. It's like, it's super safe that it's bad against a person that plays greedy. When you get to the higher league, you can see I'm trying to cut it down. You want to cut down your builds to get a faster nexus. So for instance, in PvZ, you go from 3-gate expand, and then you try a 2-gate expand, then you try a 1-gate expand, and then you learn the forge expand if you want, and then you can mix up the forge fast expand, the gateway fast expand, either one of those jazz. But anyways guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.